All right, this is the Thursday, December the 8th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Let's begin with a live look from our Greensboro Tower camera during the 5 o'clock hour this morning. A few sprinkles out there as Arctic air begins to press into the region, but nothing that's overly impressive up in the mountains. That's, I tell you what, over the past half hour, a little bit of fog has moved in as I've been watching this camera this morning. Again, this is very early this morning. And that's courtesy of ResortCams.com. Temperature is at 33 there, high atop Beech Mountain. And speaking of the mountains, if you're wondering, ski resorts still closed, but all resorts probably opening again this weekend. Most shooting to open by Saturday, if not by tomorrow, as colder air moves in, but certainly by Saturday as we get a little bit deeper into the weekend. We'll also take a look here from the Charlotte camera this morning. The Dowd YMCA camera, low ceiling out there with the clouds, temperature at 50. And that Arctic air is just poised off to the northwest of us. Temperature's not bad yesterday, with a decent amount of sunshine for a lot of us as we got deeper into the day. Triad viewing area, largely in the upper 50s. Now, the Mount Airy temperature sensor went offline. Obviously, that's not correct, but upper 50s to around 60 elsewhere. Same general temperature setup around the Charlotte area yesterday. All right, here's the deal. Radar this morning. If I go in a little bit closer here, what I'll do is I'll go in a little bit tighter here and I'll pop on the level 2 data. And you can see a few sprinkles out there, but that's certainly not a very big deal. A little bit of light snow, West Virginia and Kentucky, and then some rain falling and along the Gulf Coast region, Texas and Louisiana. And how about even some snow deep down into Texas? San Angelo, Texas, for instance, has seen a few snowflakes early this morning. Temperatures on the cool side at the moment, but again, these are actually above average temperatures for this time of year. That will not last. That Arctic air is just to the northwest of us. In fact, look at all the real estate this Arctic air covers. Pine Bluffs, 17 below zero. Denver, 3 below. Yellowstone and up into much of Montana, some sub-zero temperatures early this morning. And that Arctic air is indeed on the move into our region. So clouds this morning giving way to sunshine, filtered through some high clouds this afternoon. And then there's that Arctic air plunging in here. Just for instance, the northwest winds will kick up. There's the triad perspective. It'll be similar around the region. Bit of a gusty northwest wind today as Arctic air begins to arrive. These highs in many spots early this afternoon with falling late afternoon temperatures. And here's what we're going with for lows tonight as we head on into our Friday morning. So cold start to the day tomorrow. It'll be a cold day throughout for your Friday as we are in the midst of that Arctic air. There's your Friday high temperatures struggling to touch the low 40s. Mountains, many spots with a sub-freezing day tomorrow. And still in the grips of that Arctic air mass for Saturday. In fact, Saturday morning, the coldest morning, I still think a lot of the Piedmont, the foothills in the 18 to 24 degree range for those morning lows. And then there's your Saturday afternoon high temperatures. All right, let's go down the road a little bit. All right, let's take a look at the high resolution modeling here. This is the European chart, 500 millibars today. We go out to Monday and notice this broad trough kind of sticking around, and then eventually it wraps up a good storm system late in the week next week. And just kind of, I'll go long term first, and then we'll kind of circle back around to the shorter term. Let's take a look here at the 500 millibar height field off the European model. This is valid a week from today, or actually a week from yesterday, next Wednesday. Still that broad trough in place, and then all the way out to Tuesday, the 20th, still a broad trough in place over the eastern part of the country. Any attempts at a southeast ridge get squashed off to the southeast. And so you look at 5,000 foot temperatures. Now I'm going to switch over to the GFS model just to give you a for instance, and you'll see some wild swings from one run of the operational model to the next. But this is Friday. Here comes the next blast of cold air on the GFS by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. That's really cold air. And then you got another one, the beginning stages of the week leading up to Christmas on Monday the 19th. All right, so let me kind of circle back around here. And first of all, Canadian model. This is the Canadian Ensemble, which again I think oftentimes does a very, very good job, especially in the cold weather season. These are deviations from normal of the 5,000 foot temperature. So this is our late week cold outbreak next week, and then you go out in time. Still not certainly not a warm pattern as you get out to the 21st of December, and I still think maybe the pattern relaxes somewhat in the days right before Christmas. That is the evening of the 23rd. But still probably multiple shots of Arctic air between now and then. So let me step you through this. Here's the GFS model for today. that Arctic air taking hold. There's tomorrow, there is Sunday, Saturday rather, and then there's Sunday. I think Sunday now probably dry with the chance in on Monday. Not much on the GFS, but a lot of the models do bring in a little bit of rain on Monday. Here's the Canadian. There you go, Monday, that chance for some rain with that next system moving in. And then the Canadian still with that idea of a Wednesday storm system. A lot of the modeling is still indicating just a kind of a rain shower scenario Tuesday and Wednesday. That's what the European model has, and I think that is the right idea. Just a cool rain scenario Tuesday into Wednesday, and then late in the week, I still think you have to watch for the potential of some type of overrunning event Friday into Saturday. That's actually the Saturday charts from the Canadian model. Take that with mounds and mounds of salt, but I still think late next week you need to keep an eye and see exactly how things want to try to develop with that Arctic air kind of laying around and see if any moisture can ride up and over it. So I know I've kind of thrown a lot at you, and I'm kind of rambling a little bit. It's a complex setup, and again, as I've been saying the past couple of days, you really don't want to put any stock into any one particular run of any one particular model. I'm going to stick with the ideas I kind of laid out here in the past couple of days of videos. That I think there's multiple shots of Arctic air on the way between now and Christmas. Probably 3 of them. The one that's moving in today, one mid to late next work week, and then probably another one the beginning of Christmas week itself, and then we'll see what happens with the pattern thereafter in terms of precipitation chances. And of course, everybody wants to know if it's going to snow. This is one of those patterns where you're not going to probably see a big, huge storm system from 8 or 9 days away. It's one of those deals where in this fast flow that's going to be coming off the Pacific Ocean, you could have a little overrunning event, similar to what the Canadian was showing for later next week. A little overrunning event crop up seemingly out of nowhere, maybe a few days ahead of time. So it's something to watch. When you have all this cold air around, obviously that is ingredient one in terms of winter weather. And there will be plenty of cold air around and close by. And so we'll just have to see. You know, a lot of times December, you don't get a ton of snow in North Carolina. We get most of our snow later into the winter. So we'll have to see if we can squeeze anything out. You know, a lot of times this is kind of bonus snow if you can get anything this early in the season. And so at least there's cold air around and things to watch. And so we'll keep doing just that. All right, that is it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Stay warm, and God bless.